2, 3.
He's 3 of the 5.
Right? Maybe the link.
Oh yeah, it's the link that I sent out. The Zooms are now asking for a passcode to get in.
I didn't need a passcode. I just pop right on.
Oh. Let me send everybody a passcode real quick via text.
All right, cool.
Dude, something's going on my computer, man. Something's running. It's like bogging it down. Oh, maybe it's my mouse. Hey, Cassie, can you do a command and send everybody the passcode? What did you do? I'm getting messages on my command. Yeah, so what command, AW agents, send and text them all. My computer's froze for some reason. It's on command only. Yeah, it is. It's just everybody link. So it's asking for a passcode. We just sent out another link just now. Okay, I just text out a text message blast on KW Command to everyone with the passcode and a new link. Well, it should go through in the next couple seconds.
Oh, okay, I was just saying nothing yet.
Yeah, I literally just sent it, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I think it's a new Zoom thing. I think Zoom is asking for a passcode. Niles, good morning. Was Zoom was asking for a passcode, Niles?
No, I just tapped on the link and it opened right up.
Okay, gotcha, cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people had
probably if somebody is not logged in, thank you very much. If somebody hasn't logged in before that way, then they probably have to have a passcode, but then it probably remembers.
Gotcha, okay. Hey, we're meeting today at 12 still, right?
Oh, thanks for, yes.
We're actually having a tacos and margaritas here in the office starting at 11. So if you got
nice.
bring them by. No margaritas for them though.
Can I bring the contractors?
Sure, it doesn't matter. Bring the contractors, make sure that they're you get them into your command and put them on a trip campaign. And then yes, they could have tacos as well.
I've been working tirelessly on our house for the last month. So
Gotcha. Well, if you have your people already in command on a follow-up drip campaigns, then you have nothing to worry about because you're still continuing to touch those people. Or did you stop everything?
there isn't much touching going on right now. And that's, I can't wait to get back. Yeah, I can't wait to get back on track with that because the market is hot, right?
No, the market is super hot, and that's the conversation we've been
mean-
having is how are we converting the people that we know into like creating sellers and creating buyers.
Right.
So today's gonna
Giving the information to the right people at the right time, providing solutions to issues, promoting ideas, having partners in the right?
exactly doing all of those things. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for hopping on here. I know it's I think the Zoom link was asking for a passcode. Everyone should have the passcode now. I texted out to everybody, so they should be all on, ready to rock and roll. So give people a couple minutes to pop on here. So while we have Mr. Mark Larico on here, one of the things I wanted to focus on chatting about today was mindset. What are we doing to keep our mindset right, keeping us on track? And then number 2 is focusing on your one thing. What is the one thing that we need to accomplish, like this, even to break it down as a week, for this week? Like, for example, Adam, if you could only accomplish one thing this week, just one thing, what would that one thing be?
Listing appointment.
Getting a listing appointment. Okay, so if you could earn the right to have a second thing, what would that be?
2 listing appointments.
It's definitely better than one. So
Second thing would be just lead follow-up, making sure all my tasks, my lead follow-up and command is done.
okay, so that's if you earn the right to actually do that. So you are not going to do any of that until you accomplish your one thing, which is getting that listing appointment for this week.
Oh, okay. Well, they go hand in hand, I guess.
Not really.
Follow up.
Yeah, getting that listing appointment. Everything you do to get that listing appointment, right? So, and what is the only thing that you could do to accomplish getting that listing appointment is
Lead gen.
lead gen, exactly. So what specific things about lead gen are you what specific lead gen activities are you doing to focus on that one thing?
Call, mail, visit, and door knock.
Okay, so all 4 of those things are on your 411 to do this week to get that one listing appointment. Great. There's something out there that's probably going to stop you. So what is the one thing that you think could possibly be in your way that that could stop you from accomplishing those lead generation tasks?
Me losing focus, allowing myself to get distracted.
Okay, and so what is the solution for that?
Stay focused, stay on point, make sure we're looking at what our goals are for the week and making sure we're on target. So just tracking your numbers or tracking my numbers and talking here in inner circle, I guess.
What I heard was accountability.
Accountability.
Gotcha.
That's a good way.
Okay. That's what I heard. You said a lot of words, but all I heard was accountability. Awesome. So those are the questions we should be asking ourselves to focus on that one thing. Your one thing might be something completely different. Your one thing for this week might be, finishing the kitchen in my house that I'm remodeling so that my family could start actually eating regular meals. If that's Niall's one thing, right? Once that's out of the way, you can focus on something else. So
That is absolutely the one thing. That's actually, there's a lot more of those one things, but that needs to get done in the next 10 days.
So that's your first thing. All your focus is focusing on that one thing. That is your goal for the week. Nothing gets in the way of is getting in the way of that goal. Nothing. We don't focus on 15, and we don't focus on the bathrooms. We don't focus on the landscaping. It's just the kitchen. So we want to think in the same thing in our business. Our one thing is going to be what for this week, you know? And if I'm able to get that one thing and I earn the right to focus on something else, what would that number 2 be? You have a number 1 and number 2. And then obviously putting together a plan to accomplish your one thing, which is the actions that you're going to take or what you're going to accomplish to get that. And then figuring out there's always something that's going to be standing in your way. So let's just throw it out there. What is in your way? And then from there, what is your plan around getting around that obstacle? So we all have the same we all have different obstacles. So that's kind of focusing on our big rocks and our one thing. But I wanted to circle back from the beginning and talk about mindset. What are you guys doing to keep your mindset right and keep you focused in this business right now? We've had a lot going on in the world. You know, we had 2020, we had crazy elections, we had the pandemic, we had all sorts of stuff kind of bringing you down, not being able to door knock, open houses, got a lot of pressure on you, kids at home from school, you know, buying a new house and not having any time for lead gen because you have no place to eat food, right? So a lot going on in your lives. So what are some of the things that you're focusing on keeping your mindset right, keeping you in an elevated state of activities? That wasn't directed toward Mark Larico, but usually he answers that one.
I knew you were waiting to call me out. It's a little been hectic. My wife is going on maternity leave today. Today's her first day, and one of her family members and one of her friends, actually 2 of her friends, had their babies early, at least 4 weeks. So this is we're right there. We're at our 4 more weeks mark. So she wanted everything done. So your focus is more on getting things done. I was a little stressed out in the beginning, yet I had to focus. I know my team has a few listings that are coming up, and it kind of goes hand in hand with Adam. Like I knew my priorities, and once those priorities were done, I could move on to the next one. I was focusing more on the business up front of the week. And when my wife was just asking me, hey, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? I couldn't really focus on the business aspect to it, on the listings. So what I did is took care of those big rocks first. And then now with the listings, I'm more focused on that. And I just happened to have another appointment on Thursday for another listing. And I think a lot of it is just the energy you put in, because I felt relieved that burden was off of me and I could move forward. I think that's the whole thing, priority. And the mindset now has shifted because I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I need to do that. And I'm just procrastinating. So having that clear mind and moving forward and just getting things done quickly, I think that's a great thing. That's where, you know, without being around Josh, the driver or the lack of the D in me needs to be substituted. And that's when I like, what would Josh do? Like, how would he react to this? So that's usually like in my head. And that's the mindset that I have when I start procrastinating. Like, what would Josh do? Just get it done. That's pretty much what he would say.
Oh, he always only does one thing. He only does one thing. He only has one mode and one thing. It's massive action. That is it.
Yes,
doesn't
exactly.
really matter what it is. It's always just massive action.
And it starts with clarity of purpose, right? So when you're clear on your purpose, and we just got done with a great power session that Rob was on, anything else that's outside of what you know you should do, right? Which gets back to the central theme of what Rob's talking about, right? What's the one thing? Everything else is just a distraction, right? So that kind of purpose, that kind of clarity, and Mark, to your point, that energy, that's what moves mountains, right? And that's where most people fall short.
I couldn't say no to my wife. So that was that was my biggest priority.
Right.
But when I was deferring that, all at the back of my head, doing my business part, the personal part just kept on coming down and it wasn't clear. So I was like, you know what, let me put this on hold, finish the personal part, and then I was able to be more clear on the business part.
Love it.
Well, clarity is power, understanding what that one thing is, and then putting all of your action toward that so you earn the right to do something else, right, once that's done. What about you, Remo? In your daily task, I know you got a lot going on. You got investment properties, you're building ADUs, you got a monster team, a monster business. your daughter at home. I mean, it's a lot of energy. What are you doing to stay focused? What are you doing to wrap your mindset around just keeping it clear and concise? And
I heard something. I don't know who said it. I think it was, not knowing that I was doing it. But when they said it, it made total sense. And that is, once you're clear on whatever it is that you want to do, right? Whether it's help X amount of families, buy a home, do this, do that. If that's the goal, and my phone stand is kind of not all strong. The question you want to ask yourself, is this activity or action going to bring me closer, going to take me away, or am I going to be neutral? And I think, the power is to have more things that pull you closer to your goal. You're going to get there faster. So I think being clear on what that end goal is, and I think you just then say, well, if I do this, or is it going to bring me closer or not, right? Or pull me away, or distract me from my end goal. And I think that's really the key, is being clear on what you want, and then just, make it, when you come to that point of decision making, it's like, bring me closer or away. If it's closer, keep doing it. If it's away, then try not to do it, right? Or tend not to do it. And then the more you do that, the more you kind of stack those on top of each other, the closer you get to your goal faster. So, I mean, how do I keep, it's whatever's the fire is. I would love to say I'm more structured with, with this or with that. I think an important piece is having great people around you, support, and that could either be technology. I know Mark references a lot of times, it could be a person, it could be a significant other, it could be staff, whatever it is. I think having the right people around you makes the world of a difference. And that's really how you get to the next level and the next level and the next level and so forth.
It's exactly the power session, Rob. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Like literally, about how environment and mentors and the people, right? I wrote something, sorry, and then I got to jump off in a minute, but I wanted to, and I was going to do a post. We all have 24 hours in our day. Time is our most precious resource. What are you doing with your time, and with whom are you spending it? Again, what are you doing with your time, and with whom are you spending it? Those, like, if you feel good about those answers, you're doing great things. If you don't, you're lost and you're not achieving at the highest level you could, right? What are you doing with your time? What actions are you taking every single day, and with whom are you spending your time? And being super purposeful about those two things will get you very, very far with consistency.
gotcha. On the power session, they use a specific word. I forgot what it was. I mentioned it on the power session. It was your energy, your amount of energy that you have.
Yeah, you're talking about just intensity?
Intensity, right?
Yeah.
So they talked a little bit about intensity, that you actually lose intensity. You have a lot of it and it starts to draw out of you. Just like as the day goes on, you kind of lose energy, right? The intensity toward your goal or toward your passion dies out. To keep your intensity high, you need to focus being in an environment and around people that actually fill your bucket for the intensity, that help you drive your goal, drive your passion, encourage, hold you accountable, right? People that are on the same path as you to kind of continue filling your bucket, to keep your intensity at that level, right? Otherwise it'll actually start to die out, and then you'll do less and less and less and never hit your potential.
Yeah, and he talked about play a winnable game, whatever you're doing in, like, which is life. Make your life winnable, and that starts with, like, have a purpose, right? Which we talked about, right? What is that purpose? Are you clear on that purpose? Have a plan, right? Focused on the activities that you can control that will help you bring that purpose to fruition, which goes hand in hand with have goals, and then have feedback, have a scoreboard, right? Measure what you're doing along the way. Do you know where you are relative to that? And are you determined? Because that's also going to tell you what's working and what isn't working, so you know when to adapt and when to evolve, right? Bottom line is create a winnable game. Gamify your life, gamify your business, gamify everything, right? Make it fun. But be really purposeful in that, because these are all principles that allow all of us to work smarter. Coming back to, we all have the same amount of time in the day. How are we using that time most effectively, and with whom are we spending it?
Easiest way to have a winnable game is surround yourself with winners.
Yep.
Be on the dream team. You know,
Yeah,
who you
talk
push
about
really matters.
mentors and all that stuff. Exactly. Like we all have heard that time and time again. The quality of our lives are dictated by the quality of our relationships. So again, with whom are you spending your time? Are you a mentor? Are you a mentee? You know, who are you learning from? Who's helping you raise the bar, right? Be really purposeful about, your environment. And that's all a choice, all a choice. You got no one to look at but yourself with where you are in life.
Exactly. So let's when we're talking about the one thing, let's focus on lead generation. What is the one thing? What is your one goal for this week? You got to go, Josh. See you later, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Be
Enjoy
well.
Cinco de Mayo. It's your holiday. It's not his holiday, but he could still enjoy it. Anyhow, lead generation, your one thing, your focus for the week. Does somebody else have a specific focus or one thing that they need to accomplish this particular week? I mean, the week's half over. Shoot it out there.
Can I interrupt just to add on to it? When you were talking about winners and Josh said something about playing a winnable game, I'm just thinking sometimes we don't take care of ourselves. We don't make ourselves a priority. Like you guys had mentioned, saying no to other people. This week, I haven't gone to the chiropractor for like a year and a half. So I went on Tuesday and he asked me to come back today, and then Friday I have to go back again. And I feel good. The energy's there compared to what I felt like the last few weeks. So I think that sometimes we forget to focus on ourselves and make us a priority. So just remember that in order for you to keep up your energy, you have to take care of yourself.
Great point. Yourself, your health, your mental state, all those things are really important. I was chatting with Adam, I think yesterday. He was on a hike and he was doing some stuff. And I said, man, you're out there in the wilderness. Who's the most important person in your family? And the answer is you. I am the most important person in my family. My family is the most important thing to me, right? My wife is the most important thing to me, but I am the most important person right now. I'm the head of the family. I'm taking care of everything. Without me, it'd be really hard for them to survive in the wild, right? So like I need to take care of myself. So this year I started losing weight. I started eating better, making better choices, have a goal to read more books. So keeping my mind in the right place, my body in the right place. That way I'm able to continue to provide at the highest level for them. And I could actually accomplish more because my body and my mind and my state are in a better place. So, and then getting rid of some bad people, not to say bad people, bad influences as well. So, there's some people I have in my life, some relatives that just, everything's really negative. They got the victim mentality. I got to get rid of that. So I limit the amount of time I spend with them so I can keep myself in a heightened state. I don't want to end up into a victim mentality either. So kind of become who you surround yourself with. So I love them, but I just got to have a lot less of them. So we spend limited time together, very limited. So mindset's super important. So who's reading what? What is something out there that you're reading right now, or something that you've just recently read that's really resonating with you to either accomplish your goals or put yourself in a better position, or really just something extremely interesting that somebody wanted to share?
Well,
I just
I'll share. It's
finished-
not a. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just finished the Big Money Energy with Ryan, whatever his name is, Serhant. And it tied a lot into what you said, your health, the people you surround yourself with, having that big energy and the energy to go after your goals and your dreams. So just staying positive, staying focused, working out, eating right. Those are all things that are key to your success.
Awesome. Remo, you had something else? You had a book?
Yeah, and it's a book that I normally wouldn't read. The kind of book it's more of a psychology, not mind. I don't even want to call it. It's not even a business book. It's called The Enlightened Gardener, and as I knew, I don't think with gardening, it revolves around this really wise gardener that is visited by these psychologists, and they talk about different things of the mind and how the mind perceives things, and it's a storytelling book, and it's actually really charming and really deep. So it has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with just more of like how we perceive things in life, and so it's a pretty it's not your typical book that I would read, but I thought it was really awesome. It's called The Enlightened Gardener.
Enlightened. Oh, Gardner. Gotcha.
Gardner. Yep. It's more of a psychology type book, and you know the idea that we understand the mind, but we really don't until this guy continues to question theories that they have, and it's just a different perspective on how to view things in life.
Okay. Yeah, I've been reading books on negotiations and negotiating tactics and some of the words that we use. Those things like really they inspire me. Like I really like understanding how the words we use and how they have reactions in other people. So I think my favorite word for the month so far has been fair. So the word fair, and I've been talking about this for a couple of days, you know, the word fair goes a long way because people don't want to feel unfair. So when we talk about something, it's like, well, what do you think is fair, right? So, or especially when it's negotiating like contracts or requests for repairs, nobody wants to feel like they're being unfair. So the word fair is very powerful. So I've been using it in my vocabulary at home with the kids, at work, and it's been working out really well. So my word for the month was fair. So if I have a conversation with you and throw out, hey, I mean, that's fair, isn't it? You're not going to want to change that because you're going to think that you're being unfair. So I'm not sure if I used it on any of you lately, but
You
Life
use it on
isn't.
me. You asked me, what do I think that's fair? I was like, no, I don't.
so
You know,
Well,
Rob, I've taken some negotiation courses, and they say to do your best to avoid the word fair. So I guess it all depends on which school you're coming from. It's more focused on what will get this done, right? I think, but it all accounts to the same thing. Let's get it done.
yeah, gotcha. Okay. Any other books? Hey,
I have a book.
perfect. What you
Sell
have?
it, sell it like Sirhan, I think his name is. I think the same guy that Adam talked about. That guy that does the $1 million or $1 billion, I don't know, those listings on Bravo. I actually ended up enjoying it. I didn't think I was, and it talks a lot about how to make things happen that you know, especially for someone that isn't selling 47 homes or something like that. You know, you're selling 12 homes a year, then how to take it to the next level. It's pretty good.
Gotcha. Sell it like Sirhan. Awesome.
Mhm.
What about you, Ray? What you been reading out there? Is Ray on? Is he on the phone?
You might be on the
Gotcha.
phone.
Okay. Who's a great reader? Rosie, you been reading some books?
I've been reading a book, but it's more of a textbook, which I just gave one to Adam and one to Rick.
On taxes?
Taxes.
Nice.
That was my number one thing to really get to learn this year was taxes and how to avoid it, or at least find the loopholes.
And
Awesome.
That was
and
my one thing.
when he talks about taking care of yourself, getting extra rest. So I was able to fall asleep after reading the first page.
There we go. So let's chat about lead generation real quick. So at 11 o'clock, we're going to have some tacos, some margaritas here. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking about Prop 19, which is transferring your tax base if you're over the age of 55, if you're a victim of wildfire, severely disabled, or something else. So being able to create some inventory around that. So, excuse me, during our scripts and role play for the last week or so, we've been focusing on calling people that have owned their home over 30 years and being able to give them a call and just give them some more information about Prop 19 in anticipation of maybe creating a couple listings. What's really great about this demographic group is that most likely they have most of their house paid off or have it completely paid off. They've been in their house for over 30 years. And they might be looking forward to downsizing, moving in with some relatives, getting rid of the 2-story home. They had a house on a hill. Now they want a condo by the beach. they end up usually becoming the best buyers because they're selling their house and they are buying all cash, right? So focusing on maybe a little bit of energy around what that would look like and how many of those people are actually out in your area that you could actually reach out to and contact. So today we're going to be talking about the pros. I don't know if there's any cons to Prop 19 with Chicago Title later on today at 11 with some margaritas and some tacos. And then we'd like to maybe focus a little bit more around how are you going to take that information and get it out to everybody else to move toward the goal of picking up a list or helping somebody relocate. And they might be a buyer and they're going to rent their property out. So how do we take the information that we have and be able to create listings around that and be listing focused? Has anybody sold somebody's house and they used Prop 19 to be able to purchase another home and transfer their tax base?
No, I went on a listing conversation or had a conversation, and they didn't want to sell because Prop 19 wasn't around. So that was like a year ago, and it didn't make sense for them to sell because they couldn't get something that's lower or in tax basis, lower in price. So this is good. When you said cons, I think the transfer between father and son now is reassessed, or parent to child is reassessed. That's the only downside, I believe. But I'll be there to be educated about it because it's a really important thing.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'd like to create some content and get you some information to create a conversation around people making a move, right? So today's scripts and role play that we did this morning, we talked a little bit about do you still love your house? You know, a lot of people have been living in their house through the pandemic, and there's things that they just don't like about it. They either want to remodel, it's too small, they need a home office, their kids are doing homeschool now. Do they still love their home? And if they don't, what would a home that you love look like? Right? If you knew you could sell this one for this and maybe move to another area to get that, or I could help you with a contractor to build something. Of course, it's probably cheaper to move than it is to build, since a 2x4 costs about 2 Bitcoins right about now. What would that conversation look like? So if there's not a lot of inventory out on the market, how are we creating the inventory? We create the inventory around the conversations that we have with people to spark an interest. And I know one of my buddies, Ali, is really good at this. He gets his people to continually move because he creates something, a better opportunity. Here's another place that's appreciating even more value. It's even more luxurious. Let's move here. Let's move there. And he'll get the same 30, 40 people moving every couple years, either renting it out and then rebuying or buying investment properties. So he has the same pool, the same network of people that are continually moving their business. So what other conversations should we be having right now to be able to create conversations around listing, moving, relocating?
You know what? This is just I think we sometimes overlook this. I think that it's safe, right? I think there's been a lot of people out there that for whatever reason, obviously with the pandemic, that just didn't feel safe, didn't feel right, didn't want people to come in. And I think going forward, that's a kind of a thing to keep in mind, that emotional or mental hurdle that we've had of I don't want anyone to come at my house has been there. And so just reiterating, hey, this is how we're going to keep things safe and continue to keep things safe is an important piece, because I do see that more homes will come on the market for that reason, especially in that demographic. So I think making sure we don't forget that part, that, you know, they probably wanted to sell last year, but there's some fear there. And so hopefully with more people getting vaccinated, it becomes a safer environment for someone not to get exposed to COVID.
Gotcha. Did your team have a specific advertising piece or something that revolved around safety? Like we create a safe environment to sell your home and have a list of the things that you possibly do to keep their homes extremely safe?
Yeah, we call it something a little bit different. It's how to safely sell your home during COVID. I think it's something like that. And we have a couple of videos on the PPE, the virtual tours, the restrictions and so forth.
Brought some beer.
Rick, you're on mute.
I just muted him. He's picking up his PBR right now.
I know, I'm outside. I'm watching him and Mario. They're eating chips together.
Are they?
He's turning red.
Oh, gotcha. So that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, so safety is a big thing. So maybe asking a question like, "Hey, what are your thoughts about the pandemic, COVID-19, and the safety that's going on right now?" And some of the elderly people I've been working with, like they're like, "Hey, we're completely okay with it. Everything is safe. I'll put the PPE there just for their protection, and but they're not concerned with it at all." And then some people are really concerned. I had another one in Fullerton. They were really concerned, and we followed protocol, and they really liked that. That I had a plan to keep their home safe and the visitors safe as people came through their house, and what that looked like. So, definitely asking the question is better than not asking the question. And then if they are concerned with it, give them your plan. If they're not, give them your plan anyway. What other conversations? I mean, I see people getting stuff ready for Mother's Day. We've been filling out Mother's Day cards, sending those out. Remo's got his packages all ready to rock and roll. Anybody got some Mother's Day stuff that's going out to do some Popeyes or some posts or some videos?
Yeah, we have some Mother's Day, like little things that Kathy put together that are really good looking. And so we're going to be dropping them off this week. And I think for those that are far, we're just trying to mail them directly to them through Amazon Prime. And I think sometimes the numbers make a lot more sense, because if we help someone in San Bernardino and they're a mom and we still want to give them something and don't want to shortchange them with some love, it's going to take 2 hours to get out there. Where if you look at Amazon, it's $5. Even if they charge, most of the time maybe they don't because of Prime. So
What are the ideas for Amazon?
Say it again.
What are the ideas that you guys have for Amazon?
So it's only one. It's something. I mean, Kathy might be on here. It's like you're the sweetest mom, and it's a bunch of cookies, right, Kathy? Probably butchering it. Let me see if she's on here. Yeah, she's on.
Nice try.
So you
Remo.
send-
A little treat for someone sweet. Happy Mother's Day.
A little treat for someone sweet. It only takes
I
someone
would've-
sweet to think of that,
I
right?
I would have said, here's some cookies.
These are the other Mother's Day ones, the actual physical Popeyes. Oop, hold on. If you're in the office, you can swing by and see them.
So that type of activity is building a moat around your database. The emotional touches that they're bringing to these people is building that moat around your database that we need to be able to get those referrals. So I know that's kind of what they're all about. And I know Larico is about that database as well. So yeah, let's collaborate on more ideas. I mean, Mother's Day is on Sunday. Let's take a look at what the next couple holidays look like and how we are going to collaborate and do some things for our database that maybe we haven't done in the past. Some of those are very inexpensive, and it's a good ROI to pour into your people. Anybody shooting any videos? I know last week we talked a little bit with Joe Soto. I know Ian Michael was in here yesterday using the recording studio. If you haven't used it yet, we got the mics and hook your phone up. We got the green screen. So him and his team were shooting videos in there yesterday. And one of the suggestions was shooting a video about your mom, right? And Joe Soto said, is your mom the bomb? So maybe shooting a video saying, hey, you know what? Here's a picture of my mom, or here's my mom. She's amazing. This is why my mom is the bomb. She does this, this, and this. Tell me, why is your mom the bomb, right? And then other people would interact with you either on Facebook or, some other social media network, and just get them to tell you why their mom is the bomb. And just get a story, get something going where it's like you're the one bringing up good memories about their mom and why she's amazing. And then, people feel good about that. Like, so if I was to be on your Facebook page and you were to say, hey, why is your mom the bomb? I might answer back, yeah, my mom makes the best brownies or whatever. Or she does this or does that. I feel good. I'm on your page talking about it. So now we're building interactions around you and your post. So doing something to get some people to chat about their mom would be great as well. Anybody doing anything like that at all?
Always possible.
No.
No. Okay, well, let's do it.
I think I need to get me a Kathy.
You do. You do.
Yes, 100%.
You need
So-
to become a Remo before you can get a Kathy. Just kidding.
Oh, bam.
Oh my God. I'm gonna call it Kathy.
Remo the
Kathy's
realtor
team.
versus Remo the realtor versus Rick the realtor. Who's the
Oh,
real
you just
realtor?
went there too. Man, dirty dog. So that's the friendly competition we're talking about. So I know Edwin and Gloria they're actually interviewing and putting some ads out there to find themselves an EA as well. So they are looking for a Kathy. If anybody knows somebody who's amazing like Kathy and is looking to possibly share their information, shoot it to us. We always have people
Look
looking,
it over.
send them on over. We're always looking for amazing, talented people. And they might not, say, for example, they're not a great fit for Edwin and Gloria. They might be a great fit for somebody else. So if you know anybody who's amazing that's looking for a career in real estate, that want to, be on an amazing team and grow, with our company, we want to be able to introduce them to some people as well. So keep that in mind. What else? What's going really well? Shoot something out. What's going really well? I know Ray's team has been doing some pretty awesome things. They were getting some FHA offers accepted. I think one a week.
What's up, Rob? It's not me. I'm part of it, but I got my guy Kevin.
Yeah,
He's
so
making the magic happen.
So Kevin's been doing some amazing things. He's been getting his FHA offers approved. So,
He
and I
has
think,
it.
I don't know if he got any this week, but the last 2 weeks he got one a week, correct?
Yeah, he was one a week. Yeah, I think. You have any this week? Yeah, step up, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna let him step up. Hold on.
He's got 2 more days. Let's go.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, well, Kevin, while you're on,
He's new to the office.
share some stuff with us, Kevin. Get him on your phone. Share. How are you getting these FHA offers accepted? What does that look like?
That's a good question. Well, I'd say a lot of them, I think we kind of talked about it last week, was just the relationships with the listing agent. So I've just been kind of like nurturing relationships with different listing agents in different area. It's funny enough, like when you least expect it, your buyer likes one of their listings and you already have that connection. So I think that the last 3, I knew all the listing agents that I submitted offers for. So we didn't have any competition because the listing agent already knew me. I even follow them. I searched them up on social media, follow them and send them a message like, hey, look, go through my page. This is what I do. And yeah, so the relationship was already there. So I think that was a big factor in everything.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. How long have you been in real estate?
A little under 2 years.
Okay, so you haven't been in real estate for 20 years to build this long-lasting relationship with them. So in that very short period of time, you've been able to create relationships with multiple of agents to be able to just be like, hey, I really love Kevin. He's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and work with this guy.
Yeah.
What exactly are you doing to them? Not to them, but what kind of activities? You mentioned you go on Facebook and you might comment on some stuff, like them as their friend. You go on any activities or do anything interactive or special, or go on, different things to create a better relationship?
Yeah, well, I think the social media piece is a big thing. I think for the last 2 offers that we got accepted, for both listing agents, like I said, I'd followed them on Instagram. I'd sent them messages on Instagram or Facebook, telling them, hey, I haven't been in real estate for 20 plus years, but look through my page. These are some of the buyers that I've helped. So they can see that I'm I guess a man of my word. I've also, I think the follow-up is amazing. I've got a few compliments. I'm like, man, you're the only agent that calls me every day to check up on the escrow or check up on, on the offer, which is crazy to me because it's a crazy market. So you should be following up, but that's a big piece that I'm also doing, is following up every day.
Relentless follow-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annoy the hell out of them until they file a restraining order, tell you to stop calling them, right? It shows that you're serious.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them appreciate it because I think there's some agents that just submit the offer and then they kind of ghost them.
Gotcha. So besides submitting the offer, you're finding them on Facebook or Instagram, you're following them, you're calling them, you're sending them a text. What else are you doing to let them know that your offer is valid or your offer is awesome or your clients are motivated?
Someone logged into our
Who's that? What's up, Rima? You come up here?
Somebody.
Oh,
There you go. So Kevin, what else are you doing to touch these agents after you send in that offer?
I'll chime in a little bit. I think it's more of a setup too. Like even from the initial, like from the point where his client likes, our client will like the property. I think the way that he checks in and approaches, the conversation with the listing agent, whether even if they answer or not, whether it's communicating with them via text and asking the right questions and being, respectful and quick to deliver as much value as he can in that moment. So, before the showing, after the showing, presenting the offer, there's a whole little system that's plugged into this. And then, on top of the things that he does.
Gotcha. So Kevin, if I got an FHA buyer and I'm really frustrated with them, if I just give them to you, we could work that out?
I'm sure we can work.
We'll hook you up, Rob.
Awesome. I'll let you know. So
Nice work.
what else is going really well? Kevin's crushing.
Well,
getting offers
I
accepted.
want to add something to what he said.
Uh-huh.
And when you don't get your offer accepted, continue to build that relationship, because that same agent might get another property in the same area for the same client. It just happened to me that we didn't get an offer accepted on the first property he had, and 2 weeks later he listed another property that fit my clients. And because we had the relationship that we built on the first offer we submitted that we didn't get, on the second deal we ended up getting it without a fight. So continue the relationship even if you don't get your offer accepted.
So your offer doesn't get accepted. You're still extremely professional. You're keeping your standards very high, so that you have an in on the next listing that comes out.
And
Yeah,
something else.
and follow up with him 2 weeks later to ask him how, or her, how their escrow's going, and show him that you are someone that follows up even if you don't have any skin in the game. And then when he does pop up with another one, or they do pop up with another one, you get a better chance because you've built that rapport.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Something to what Rick mentioned right now, and we do that, is like when we got something declined every Wednesday, we send them an email or we give them a call, ask them how's everything going with the escrow. They probably tell you, oh, we're doing inspections right now. And just to let them know that our client's so interested in that property if something fall out of escrow. And again, next Wednesday, we do the same thing. I believe this year we opened 2 escrows that we got declined on the first round and then went back on the market. But before they put it back on the market, they give us first choice to us.
So
That's great.
your systems and your consistency just made you about $30,000.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's actually an amazing tip right there. So write that down. What else? What else is going extremely well? Anybody else?
I'm hungry.
I'll go some beer.
What's going really well is we're gonna catch a lot of fish next Friday.
That is, we have an office fishing trip coming up next Friday. It's going to be pretty amazing. It's the day after Red Day. So Red Day, we're doing some beach cleanup in Seal Beach, then heading out for lunch. And then Paul Morris has an amazing speaker speaking at, I want to say 2:30, which we're going to send out some information this week after Red Day. Fishing trip on Friday. We got tacos and Cinco de Mayo today, which is pretty awesome. We got scripts and role play that's happening in the morning. We got call night tonight from 5 to 7. So we are filling the training calendar. We're doing a lot more things in person. So if you're looking to sharpen some of your skills, we got command training almost every single day. We'll be collaborating with the Cerritos office and doing some training together. So we'll do some training classes there, some training classes here, but there's going to be an immense amount of value on the training calendar moving forward for you to kind of hone in and sharpen your skills and collaborate with each other. So the culture of collaboration is coming back, and we are going to grab it by the horns, and we're going to make a lot more money and take our unfair share, which is pretty exciting. We have new teams that are joining the Market Center as well. So if you see some new faces popping around, make sure to introduce yourself. I'm sure they'll introduce themselves to you. And let's do what we do best and help each other continue to excel and grow. So continue to stay. Yes, sir. Go.
I had a question regarding the beach cleanup and lunch afterwards. Is it at a location, or are we just potlucking, or are we hanging out at the beach so we can kind of dress accordingly? And are we playing volleyball? Are we beating up Cerritos? What are we doing?
That's a great question for an agent service coordinator. I'll shoot you out an email
Okay.
today.
All right.
I believe Cerritos has a lunch at a certain location, and I just don't have all the details.
We're going to lunch after 11 at the Hangout in Seal Beach.
And that's going to accommodate however many, 20, 30, 40 people?
I guess the owner of the Hangout is friends with somebody from Cerritos. So we have the whole patio.
Sweet, there we go.
We also just got this in today, so I'll send out an email later.
Awesome, perfect, thank you. So, we could always do beach fights too. I think we could take Cerritos, so prepared. So anyhow, we have some margaritas and tacos coming right now. So if you guys are in the market center, come by and grab something else, and we will see you guys very shortly. Appreciate you all.
And beer.
See ya.